underprivileged and vulnerable persons and persons who find themselves in situations like this. We felt that we should do a special program with the family to tell us what they have been going through since the arrival of these children in their life. But we are not only discussing this with the parents, we also reach out to some political organizations who gave us a green light and said they were going to be here to also bring their support to the situation that we are living, and also call on Cameroonians to join in this call by BT Media Foundation. This evening we are receiving Mr. Ewane Richard, who is the father of these children. They came out as conjoined twins, though later on they were operated upon in Turkey, but they still need medical follow-up in Turkey. They are in desperate situation and need assistance. Mr. Ewane, all the way from Yaoundé, the nation's capital, is in the studio with me. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Leo.
How are you?
Thank God I'm fine by His grace.
Okay. You left Yaoundé this morning to be part of Prime Air. Yes,
obviously, as you have already said it all, I'm here for the purpose.
Okay. How is Madam?
She's also fine, despite all the stress. Well, but God is strengthening her. God has been strengthening us, and we know God will still keep strengthening us.
Okay. We're also in the company of Reverend Mrs. Nsungkikang. She is the National Secretary of Justice, Peace and Human Rights for the Popular Action Party, and President of and founder of the Queen's Foundation. Good evening, Reverend Mrs. We're glad to have you.
Good evening, Mr. Leonard, and good evening, sir. It's a pleasure to be again on your platform. I want to say a warm good evening to the entire PAP population, specifically to Honorable Njang Dennis, the SJ Fabrice Lena, the National Communication Secretary, Mr. Njine Elvis, and also to Pangesap Emmanuel and all those watching us now. I want to say good evening to the entire Cameroon.
Okay, how is the PAP doing? Yaoundé also?
The PAP is waxing strong, ever determined to work for the interests of the people. I mean, as you can see, PAP is fine. I'm here, so we're all doing okay.
Fabrice Lena is doing well, Mr. Njang Dennis is doing well, and
strong and healthy and as determined as ever.
Okay. Actually, I said PAP should be here because I exposed the situation, and you thought that what Mr. Ewane and the wife are going through falls squarely in line with some of the aspirations, some of the things that the PAP has already taken care of in their manifesto.
Yes. So when you reached out to us about the situation of Mr. Emmanuel, Ewane, sorry, Mr. Ewane. When you reached out to us about his situation, you know, aside from the fact that we are a political body and we have political objectives that we have to meet, our main objective is to be there for the people, to be there for our fellow Cameroonians, our brothers and sisters. I mean, if we don't help ourselves, who is going to help us? And we believe, as a party, we believe so strongly that the trouble of one person is the trouble of another. So that explains why when you reached out to us about this situation, we immediately thought it wise to respond, first of all, by our presence, so that we can look at the situation together and see what can be done to help these babies. They are babies as well.
They are babies as well. Mr. Ewane, I'll start by asking you, when did you discover that your kids were going to be conjoined, or they were conjoined, and how did you react to the situation?
Thank you, Mr. Leo. First of all, when my wife was pregnant, she did several scans, but none showed that my wife was carrying conjoined twins.
Okay.
Yes, it's only when doing delivery, because she gave birth through cesarean section. It's during that period that we discovered that when the doctor, the gynecologist, discovered herself that they were conjoined, and they called for me. After removing the children, they cleaned them and they called for me to come and see them. Mr. Lu, we can say that God is powerful.
Okay.
Yes, God is powerful, because if I can imagine how they were being joined in my wife's womb, and my wife carried them, and they had weight. Yes, and God kept them alive with my wife. I give glory to God. So when I was being called inside the block, it was a shock to me. From the first place, it was a shock when I saw it, and the doctor was still working on my wife to stitch my wife. I hold myself. Yes, I did not make any strange signal, because my wife was looking at me. Yes, instead I showed a happy face, happy to see my children. Yes, but it was a shock, as I earlier said, and I keep just immediately I start communicating to God, telling God, Father, take control. It is your will.
Okay.
Immediately.
Yes, but when she did the scans you're talking about, were you aware, and your wife, that they were twins? Or it was a set of twins?
Yes, we knew that they were a set of twins. They just told us, the doctor told us that they were breech and they have to operate my wife. So nothing. We never knew even their sex. We never knew that they were both girls. Yes, so we're just buying things for the children, expecting our twins. Yes, we're just buying both girls and
boy.
Yes, so that was the miracle of God.
The miracle of God. Now, when you were called in and you discovered that your wife gave birth to conjoined twins, you said that you gave everything to God. What was the problem at the time? When did you discover the need for them to be operated, or you just felt, okay, let God take control?
When I discovered that they were being joined, and immediately after they must have worked on my wife, I started posing some questions to the doctors. I've never heard of this case. It's my first time. Is there a solution? And the doctor made me to understand that yes, there is a solution. But we have to keep praying that we should not lose them, because at times one can be paralyzed or both, or might lose one. So we should just allow everything in the house of God. From there, because where they were being followed up is not where my wife gave birth. My wife gave birth to one clinic, and immediately the doctor referred us to l'hôpital Gynéco, at the Gynéco hospital in Guso. So when there, from that day, we spent about 8.5 months in the hospital. All the necessary tests and scans that they were supposed to do, they did it. So to check all the possibilities on the separation of the children.
Yes, but as conjoined twins, how were you guys coping? The children were together, your wife was with them. How were you guys managing the situation?
It was a huge job.
Okay.
For us. It was a huge job. I remembered at times when I sat in my room and I start picturing what we went through before. At times I just fear as to start shedding tears, but at the same time, just keep meditating, telling God, Father, thank you for removing this burden from us, this first stage of the burden. first of all, the first challenges was how to breastfeed the children. Yes, how to even bathe them. You know, when my wife, I'll carry both of them. My wife will first of all breastfeed one, then I turn, then she will breastfeed the other. So that is how I've been living with the children, and when they were being joined, they never wore anything like trouser or a pant. Yeah, so just had to buy the bigger size of diapers to round both of them, since they were stewing and they were passing out urine. So even to bathe them, we just had to wipe them on the bed, while on the beds. And so thank God that God still kept them
alive.
God still kept them, and the time that we were in the hospital before we traveled, they never fell sick to complain that they're having this type of sickness. No. That is why from the beginning I say it was a miracle of God.
It was a miracle of God. Reverend Mrs. Nsungkikang Quinivet, yes, have you heard of a similar situation? But how do you appreciate the way they received the situation?
You know, I want to personally commend Mr. Iwane as a husband, as a man. You know, I can only imagine. I cannot say that I understand perfectly what they went through because I've not been there, but I can only imagine what it was. You know, the situation is not completely solved yet, but like he rightly said, the first stage of it is over, and I can only imagine, because many young men like him would have just abandoned the poor woman with the children, believing all sorts of mystical things, like maybe, I don't know, whatever thing they could be believing about the children, or just for mere reasons of not wanting to take responsibility. So I first of all want to commend him for standing there. There are very few men that will stand by their wives. We see men that abandon their wives with one child that was born normally, no complications, not even by cesarean, but he stood there all the while. I really want to commend him for that, and to also say that, just as he said, God has a reason for everything. And there's some of these questions that even when we ask God, we don't get answers to them. But I was asking myself this question about the hospitals and the clinics. Maybe we're not going to be calling some specific names here for security reasons on the hospitals, but it's causing me to think, how can a woman be pregnant with conjoined twins, and she's been doing echographies and all? You know, it's a complicated thing, because I'm thinking, if the medical personnel, which is a problem, a general problem we have with the health sector in Cameroon, if the medical personnel was well equipped and responsible enough to do proper follow-up of their clients, because being pregnant is not a sickness, I will not say their patients, doing proper follow-up of their clients, probably they would have known from the very early stages that maybe it was going to be a somewhat complicated pregnancy, and not just that the children were the children were breached in your wife's belly. So I don't know how we are going to work on this medical sector in our country to make sure that subsequently, I don't see the reason why someone should be doing echographies and then the delivery still presents such surprises. Okay. You're supposed to know that from the very onset. Yeah, so, and to your wife, she's a strong woman. She's a very strong woman.
Mr. Iwane, when the situation presented itself, you say you stayed in the hospital for 8 months in Yaoundé.
Yes.
Yes. Are you a very rich guy?
No, it is a word in the Bible that the Lord says, once we have life, we have hopes, and we are rich in Christ Jesus.
Okay.
I might not have 1,000 francs, but once you have Christ in you, you are rich more than the 1,000.
Okay.
So I lost my job 3 months before my wife gave birth.
Wow.
3 months before my wife gave birth. And from there, I started struggling to put food on the table. Started struggling. And when we received the situation of the children, we just said, God knows why. Yes, God knows why. We stayed in the hospital for 8.5 months at L'Hôpital Gynéco before we traveled to Turkey. And while at L'Hôpital Gynéco, God has been there for us.
Okay. Yes. I know you were in the hospital for 8 months and later moved on to Turkey. Can you explain to us how persons, institutions, maybe the government intervene to get your wife and kids and yourself moved over to Turkey?
Thank you for this opportunity. Thanks, televiewers out there. I want to seize this opportunity to thank all the goodwill ambassadors that stood by us financially, materially, spiritually throughout the time that we were in the hospital with the children. They supported us greatly, even before the state came in play, because the government sponsored the surgery of the children, the Cameroon government, thanks to the presidential couple. We are so grateful for that. But before then, the well-wishers out there, they play a great part to ensure that all the tests and scans were being paid off, the daily upkeep for the children, even before we travel. Yes, we are being taken care of. And also for us to see how we can pay our house rent and for us to feed and the transport every day from the house to the hospital. Yes, we are so grateful and we thank you all. And we keep praying that God should bless you all abundantly for the great job that you all have done in our lives. Thank you.
Yes, but what happened for you guys to be taken from Yaoundé to Turkey for the operation? You made a request, you asked the doctor, or how did it happen?
Yes, while in Gynéco Hospital, we're looking for a competent hospital out there abroad that are well equipped and versed in such situations to handle. So God took us to Turkey. Mm-hmm. So finally get in contact with somebody in Turkey that helped us to get in touch with the hospital in Turkey, because it was not just as we saw them just being joined at their buttocks. It was really a complicated case. They were being joined at their spine. They share so many things in common. So when we succeeded to get in touch with the hospital in Turkey, they asked for their medical report. We sent the medical report through mail. They studied the medical report, and that was when they accepted that they can do the surgery. So when they accepted that they can do it, that was when they sent us their performa, their facture performa, the bill of the surgery. It's through the bill now we use to write a letter of appeal to the government, directly to the presidency. And the president received it and gave an okay. From there, the Ministry of Finance disbursed the money for us to travel to Turkey for the surgery to take place. That was how we found ourselves in Turkey.
When was this?
We traveled to Turkey on the 29th of March 2021, and on the 12th of August, the children were separated. On the 12th of August, after carrying out a series of tests and scans, the children were separated, and We came back to Cameroon on the 5th of November, 2021.
Okay.
So since then, since we came back, though the children have been having 1 or 2 little health challenges, I've been taking them to the hospital more than 5 to 6 times for hospitalization or medical follow-up until last month they did another surgery on them to close their colostomy because they were defecating through their stomach, beside their stomach. So they had to close it for them to do it normally like us, through their anus. So we stayed in the hospital for a month. We were being discharged from the hospital last week, Saturday.
Mm. Now, but 8 months in Yaoundé hospital, and then you moved over to Turkey. You were there for 3 months?
We were in Turkey for 7.5 months.
7.5 months?
Yes.
Okay. And the government paid the bills in Turkey and Cameroon?
The government paid the bills in Turkey for the surgery and our hotel bills for 3 months. So we had overstay there for 4.5 months of which, and through the help of the financial help that people helped us, we had to pay for the overstay for us to come back. Because had it been we never paid, we won't have been preparing that. We have to go back because there in there in Turkey, the doctor told us, there that they have to follow up the children right up to when they are at least 14 years old. So we have to be going to Turkey every year.
Okay. Very difficult situation here. Yes. And many persons are going through this?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There are many people going through such situations in different forms. When I say such situations, I'm talking about difficult situations. But the people helped, and I know that there's still many people out there willing to help. But Mr. Leonard, I'm just wondering now, when he says that government assisted with a trip to Turkey and paid their stay there for 3 months, mm-hmm. You know, I believe that when we want to do something, we should do it and do it to completion. Mm-hmm. I'm asking myself this question: when this man and his family, they left stranded, because that is the word, when they left stranded in Turkey for 4 other months, how were they supposed to survive? You know, because practically government sent them to Turkey. That is what I would say. They sent you to Turkey because you just made an appeal and they endorsed it. To my understanding, the government was supposed to follow up the case. Okay, these people we sent to Turkey, what level are they with the operation, with their children? At what level is it with the health situation and all financially? Okay, your stay is supposed to be prolonged for 4 more months. What is going to be done about it? You know, these are just things that run through the mind of a conscious Cameroonian when we say that government is very lax when it comes to assisting the people. You know, this is what I'm looking at here. So, like Mr. Ikane, I'm just wondering, what if people did not reach out to you in the 4 extra months that you had to pay? Because, you know, the monies that people gave you, if government had fully taken responsibility for the situation, which is a possibility because it's not like the money is not available. If government had fully taken responsibility for the situation you had with your babies, then the monies that other people gave you or other people contributed to assist you and your family, don't you think it would have been used for something else? Maybe for the follow-ups here in the country, for the medical checkups and all. These are just questions I'm asking myself, because I think that you are not the only person that has been left stranded by government. This situation we're looking at today is not the only situation that government has kept on hold. avoir ultérieurement. We don't know what's the follow-up. We don't know what's the next thing. We don't know what's going to be happening next with this situation. So in these 4 months extra that you were there, what if the people that supported you had not supported? Or what if the support they gave you was not enough to bring you back to Cameroon with your family? How were you going to go about it? You know, I'm not expecting you to answer the question. So it's more like a question I'm throwing out to the people to think about, to the government possibly to listen and to think about it. When you send a young man and his family, a young man who lost his job 3 months before his wife had their babies, you send him out to a country with the impression of wanting to help, and he's staying there for close to 8 months.
We cannot say intention, because the government helped. Without the government, I'm
not
sure.
But it was an intention. Yes, they had the intention to help. They had the mind to help.
Yeah, without government, I'm not sure they would have gone out there.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing. They had the intention to help.
But now, you stayed there for extra 4 months. And since then, you people received a follow-up from the government?
Yeah, we stayed there for extra 4 months, and the issue is that cannot solely blame the government. Is the hospital in Turkey, because from the performance that they gave, that we presented to the government, it shows that they have to do everything
within 3 months.
Within 3 months. So government now works on the 3 months. The government worked on the 3 months. So and we know with our government, they follow procedure. There's procedure. So I just believe that is the cumbersome of the procedure that they could not come into play at that particular moment for us to, because we never knew that it could arrive at the airport that we're supposed to pay the overstay at the airport. We never knew. It's only
in Turkey. In
Turkey, yes. Had it been, we knew. It's something that could have communicated back behind. Could have communicated here that we need the help of the government again to extend our stay there. So we never knew, and that was why on our way back, we've been held at the airport that we overstayed there in Turkey. Yes. So that was what transpired.
That's what transpired. But since you came back here in Cameroon, you came back with the children alive. And what has been the follow-up from the government?
Yes, when we came back, we stayed in the hospital, because when we came back, we just went directly to the hospital. We did not go to the house. Went directly to the hospital. We spent 2 weeks in the hospital before going home. The follow-up of the children did some tests on them, find out that everything is okay for that moment. And we went back home. We had a rendezvous. We went to the hospital. They have their doctor, who was also part of the team that did the surgery, that did the separation in Turkey. He was being sent by the Cameroon government to accompany us there. So he is the one that even closed the colostomy. He has been following up the children right from the day that we came back. He has been there. And he has always told us, in case they have any headache, we should come to the hospital with them. Yes, because their system are not like us, and we cannot afford to buy drugs from a chemist at the roadside to give them. Each time they have any fever, they are not feeling fine, we have to take them to the hospital all the time. So most of the times we spend from the help of people. We spend a lot. And presently there is even a bill in the hospital that is more than 7 million.
Which hospital?
At Jinico. More than 7 million. So
the bill, and this hospital is expecting you and your wife to pay?
Actually, all of us know that hospital is not a charitable organization. And we are pleading, that is why we are pleading, and try to beg with the government to come into play to see how they can assist us and the goodwill ambassadors out there. Because since I'm not working, my wife also is not working.
Yep. Why? How did you lose your job?
Due to COVID-19.
Okay.
That is more than 2 years today. Yes, because the children are already 2 years, 2 months. The children are already 2 years, 2 months. So I lost my job almost 2.5 years today. So I have been searching around, going around, but to no avail. Because not that there are not little jobs out there. Can get a job for 40,000 francs. Only your house rent is more than the 40,000 francs. How are you going to feed the children?
What were you doing before?
I was working in one optical company that deals with medicated lenses.
Okay.
Yes. So not only I alone that lose the job at that moment. I have so many colleagues that we lose our job at the same time. Yes, because of the COVID, things were not moving. Yes, it was even at the point that the company was being shut down for a while. Yes. So.
Okay. Now, but how have you been coping? You say you have a debt of above 7 million at this hospital, and but you are feeding the children. When they are sick, you're also taking care of your wife. Have you been living thanks to the benevolence of the population?
Yes, that's why we are back on our knees like Oliver Twist. Yes. Each time we cry, people come to our aid. Each time, and I believe it's the work of God, because God does not abandon His own. And we are still pleading that we are done with the first stage. We are still pleading that we are done with the first stage. The children still have to undergo series of surgeries in Turkey. Still have to undergo series of surgeries, and the bill in the hospital, we have to pay. If the government does not pay the bills, the government does not take charge, we have to pay. So we are pleading, like we have to go back to Turkey again.
When are you expected in Turkey?
We're supposed to go back long, because they gave us a BCS December for us to come back of 10,750 euro, which is about almost 7.2 million.
Okay, that was a pro forma.
That's a pro forma.
That you are supposed to pay before coming?
Before going to Turkey there, for their medical follow-up, their first medical follow-up. Yes. And the visa fee and flight ticket is not inclusive. Yes, and our hotel, be there, feeding allowance, all those stuff, it's not really easy with us. And if not of the Spirit of God, who has been our comforter, who could have one day said that, or you all could have one day said that one has committed suicide because of too much stress of the brain. Yes, trauma, that how are we going to handle such situation? Because it's not only about now, but what becomes of
the children need to grow.
Yeah.
Yes, but Reverend Mrs. Queen Yvette, yes, the Popular Action Party, is there a program that is already structured to handle situations like this? What would you have advised that to be done to them when this situation arose till now?
The advice that we could give and that we will give is that for situations like this, the government should properly evaluate the situation and take responsibility. Because, you know, we will not, you said the children have to be taken to Turkey yearly till they get to the age of 14.
Exactly.
Should be told, you will not expect well-wishers to do this until these children are 14 years old. It's not like I'm saying that people will not do it. People will do it, but we cannot just sit and say, okay, people will do it. When people are doing what they are doing, it should be what they are doing. But you and your family, you're the responsibility of Cameroon. By reason of the fact that you're Cameroonians, you're the responsibility of the government. the government assisted you to travel to Turkey, but the hospitals have levied a bill of 7 million, something around that figure, on you. Where are you supposed to get that kind of money to pay them off? If government doesn't take charge, like you said, then you will be forced to pay. What are you thinking is going to be your strategy to pay off this kind of bill? The advice that that we of the PAP can give is that government should take responsibility and take full responsibility. Government should take responsibility and take full responsibility. You know, there is a saying that half help is not help. This is a like I could say an idiomatic expression. There is a saying that half help is not help. Government cannot help you to clear off partial debts. I call it partial debts because the rest of it people pay it. Government cannot help you to clear off partial debt and hold you indebted in your own country where you're supposed to be most debt-free, especially for a situation like this that we are calling on the entire nation to look at it. It's a painful one. It's a painful situation. So I think that if there is an advice to be given, then government, they started something, it's a good thing that they decided to step in to assist you and your family. They should assist wholly, because the simple fact that you stay in your house and you know that there is a pending 7 million something somewhere, it's more than enough stress. It's more than enough trouble to think about, not only 1 year or 2 years. Because if that was money that you borrowed from a bank, it was going to take you some time to pay. But here, it's not money that you've used maybe to construct a house or to invest in a business or something. You've invested it into the lives of your children, which is a very wonderful thing that you have done. But I want to really say that the government listening to you and I today, I want to join my voice to your own to say that they should take full responsibility. As the well-wishers will be seeing what they can do while you're looking for a job, to assist you take care of the basic needs of your family and all, government should take full responsibility.
Okay, government should take full responsibility. Now, you are living, who are you living with? Just your wife and the kids? Or some family relations are there with you?
I'm there with my wife, the kids, my mother.
Okay.
Yes, because due to this Anglophone crisis, our house in the village got burnt. My mother had no place to go. She was forced to come here and be with us. And she is the one that has been helping my wife also most of the times to even get the children at home and to feed them also. So with her age also, she needs to be where there should be no, she does not have to go through stress, and with her health also. So she has been there with us.
She has been there with us. Please, if you're watching this program, as we speak, Mr. Ewane and the wife, they need assistance. Is it true?
Exactly.
Yes, you need assistance to do what? With?
I need, first, I have one notion that always ring in my head. Teach me how to catch fish. Yes. If you teach me how to catch fish, I'll know how to eat the fish. So the children need to be taken care of. How am I going to take care of them? Running all the time to people for help, at times it becomes boring. So I need a job. Yes. Secondly, at the present situation, we really need financial help at this moment. Since we have to go back to Turkey, we're supposed to go back there since, but because of the financial constraint, yes, so our backs are on the walls.
The backs are on the wall. Good evening, Mr. Liu and your team. Interesting situation you are handling. Please let us not politicize the situation and jeopardize the health of these children by criticizing the government. Let's give space for the government to complete what they started. Samuel is writing from Diboncha. Good evening to you, Samuel. Mr. Ewane, you say the government has not done as much. Good evening to you all in the studio. Thank you people so much for the wonderful discussion this evening. Kiambon Calvin Ndong, writing from Fundong Northwest region of Cameroon. God bless you, sir. Thank you too. You came back and you have bills at the level of the hospital in Yaoundé. Have you reached out to the Ministry of Public Health, Ministry of Social Affairs? You said you got assistance from the government. They paid for the presidency, they paid for the operations, and they paid for 3 months stay in a hotel in Turkey. Have you reached out to them again to present this?
Yes, presented a case to the Ministry of Social Affairs.
Okay.
Yes, so I'm still waiting for their response.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for their response.
And did you write back to the presidency?
Yes, I got back to the presidency. I'm also still waiting for their response. So they haven't got it to me yet. So I still pray unto God, for God should touch their heart.
Okay, but when the government assisted in this endeavor, you came back, have you received any visit from the government? Have you presented the children to any government official that we went, it was successful, this is what is the outcome?
Yes, when we came back, we presented the children, the Deputy Secretary General of the Presidency.
Okay.
Yes, he invited us and we presented the children to him. Yes, so he knows about the case very well. He knows everything. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, and also I also wrote a letter of appreciation to the presidential couple, to the government. Mm-hmm. Yes. Also, I did everything. Yes, did everything.
Okay. Yes, Madam Quinivet. The government has assisted, but you think that the government needs to do more. He has written and is hoping that the respective quarters are going to respond to his request. Mm-hmm. But this is also a community issue. Mm-hmm. The need for us to inculcate this community spirit where we can readily gather to come to the assistance of one of us who is in dire need, like the situation of Mr. Ewane and wife, who needs to take these children back to Turkey for what you call medical follow-up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like I said from the start, the primary geste of the government is appreciated, mm-hmm. doing the sponsoring for 3 months. And as we said, they are going to, we are suggesting that they should complete this assistance, especially with the heavy bills at the Hôpital Génico. Yeah. And at the same time, Mr. Leo, what you're saying right there, it is the responsibility, you know, as Cameroonians, we are there for one another. That is what we believe. We are supposed to be there for one another, and we are there for one another. I think I started by saying that your trouble is supposed to be our trouble. The same as when all of this will be over and you will be rejoicing, we are all going to rejoice together. So yes, community, everyone watching us now, and even those of you that are just going to be watching the rebroadcast or the live on Facebook, we should endeavor to reach out, to extend a hand. You know, when you're wanting to assist someone, it doesn't matter. You cannot, I will not expect someone out there in the community, or I will not say that a particular person should take care of everything. But I'm saying that if all of us give drops of water, we are definitely going to fill a cup. Okay. So if the entire community can step in, consider that these children are ours. Mm-hmm. If it were your children, what were you going to do? This is the way I think we should look at this situation.
Okay. Bro, don't feel discouraged. Put forth your mobile money number while others are talking politics. Julius is writing from Kumba. Okay, Julius. Julius wants you to put forward your mobile money number out there. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I just wish to ask the function of the Ministry of Social Affairs. God bless you, Mr. Liu. God steady up. Snazi is writing from New Bell. He says he has written to the Ministry of Social Affairs and is hoping that they should come in. Courage, Mr. Ewane, God is with you. Me, John, we should appreciate what the government has done and sensitize the church to add its own voice, okay? Yes, the church should do something to help the situation. Good evening to you all. Please, let's keep politics aside and help our brother. I'm hoping to see other political parties to get in and help our brother. They should not wait till they get to power. Okay, we can start with PAP party that is already present while waiting on the SDF, MRC, and many others. Brother Courage is writing from Ben Yaounde. Yes, the PAP, can we say that this is also an opportunity for political parties not only to talk politics, but to also show their concern for social activities?
So on that note, I want to say that most political parties even have misinterpreted the notion of politics and thinking it's just about throwing stones at one another. Life in itself is political, and I will not go into the other parties, but I would say that for the PAP in particular, I said this earlier on already, we believe that if we say we are working for the people, we are standing for the people, we are speaking for the people, then the cries, the worries of the people is also our worry. So as a political party, we are definitely going to see how we can come in to assist in making the burden lighter on your shoulders. It has nothing to do maybe with wanting to throw stones at other political parties or whatever. No. And if I'm insisting on the fact that government should take responsibility, I think any other person could say that. It's not because I'm putting on the casket of a political party that I am saying so. On the neutral platform, I would still say that government should take full responsibility because I believe that government is capable of doing so. So as a political party, we are definitely going to. That's the reason why when you got to us about this situation, we immediately responded. We immediately agreed to be here with you to listen to the story, and so that our other militants, supporters, and all the people that are for PAP can also share this story with him and see how we can all step in.
Okay. Greetings, Mr. Leo. Look at situations like this where serious help is needed, but you will only hear of people embezzling money, burning money, and never thought of the downtrodden. May God deliver people from greed. Echani Joseph in Yaounde, let the brother send me his number. Can we have your number on the screen? Can you just read out your number, mobile money number?
Yes, 674 98 22 14. 674 98 22 14, and the orange number 699 56 33 82.
Okay, for those of you who are watching, we're going to have the numbers on the screen very shortly to reach out to Mr. Ekane, since some of you are asking for his number. Please just help to save the souls of these little children, 2 girls. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Please ask the man to present his competencies so that we can look for him a job. Desmond is writing from Limbe. Okay, Mr. Ekane is going to put out his numbers on the screen there. They're taking them down. You can, if you think that you can help him secure a job, please do not hesitate to get to him through those numbers. If you want to help him financially, please do, and God will richly bless you. Now, we at BT Media, because my Media Prime is also part of the BT Media family, we just receiving a message from the president of BT Media Foundation, Madam Zenabu, who has this to say to Mr. Ekane.
Good evening, everybody. BT Media have put up together a small token to support the father of the conjoined twins. We are using this opportunity to beg the population to do the same by supporting the family. Thank you.
That is the president of BT Media Foundation, she did not release what BT Media is going to do for the family, but we are asking everybody to join in this. Can we take another listen to Madam?
Good evening, everybody. BT Media have put up together a small token to support the father of the conjoined twins. We are using this opportunity to beg the population to do the same by supporting the family. Thank you.
That was Madam Zainabu, the president of BT Media Foundation, which has as objective to come to the assistance of people who are in need and the underprivileged, as well as many others across our nation. Please do remind me, I just received a sum of 5,000 francs from Snazi, who is writing from New Bell here in Douala. 5,000 francs. You're going to be receiving that immediately after the program. While the number is, while they're going to put out the number, you could still send the money to the numbers that is on your screen, and any money that is going to come in, I will read it out to him so that after the program you cash it out and then you take it back to Yaoundé. So for now, Snazi has sent us 5,000 francs for the operation. You say you are expected in Turkey every year, and you lost your job because of COVID-19. You are expecting Cameroonians to also help you get a job. Your wife cannot work because she's taking care of the babies. Exactly. You guys live in Yaoundé. Exactly. But life is not also, is life easy where you are?
Yes, life is not really easy, especially at this moment that things are becoming very expensive in the market. Yes, we are in Yaoundé presently. We could have relocated somewhere that is cheaper, but we are in Yaoundé because the children need constant follow-up medically. We go to the hospital all the time. That is why we are based in Yaoundé.
Okay, just to make this correction, Snazi is writing from New Bell in Bamenda and not in Douala. Snazi, we know that when we hear of New Bell, the first thing that comes to your mind is New Bell in Douala, where the prison is. Mr. Kum, do you know that if 1 million Cameroonians contribute just 100 francs, we can raise 10 million francs that can help the situation to an extent? Pastor Fang is writing from Kumbai. Yes, we can do that. Please, we should not say we can. If 10 million Cameroonians do this, we should already start doing that. Please, if you are watching the situation, you have listened to it and you think you are touched, we have already gotten an announcement from the president of the BT Media Foundation. Whatever you think you have, can you just add to what we have so that we can help out to our brother? But just to note that he does not only need assistance to take his children back for medical follow-up in Turkey, but he also needs a job so that you can provide for the kids now.
Exactly.
Yes, but talking about you want a job, can we know where you want to work? It's preferable to be in Yaoundé so that there is follow-up. The job should be in Yaoundé. Can you work in Douala?
There's always a say that when the preferable is not available, the available becomes the preferable.
Right.
Yes, presently we are in Yaoundé, and working here in Douala, then my family is in Yaoundé. It will be so cumbersome to pay house rent for the both sides at the same time. So for the moment, I prefer Yaoundé since we are needed at the hospital all the time. Yes.
Okay. There's need for constant medical follow-up at the hospital there in Yaoundé. So preferably, if you really want to help him acquire something in Yaoundé. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Courage to Mr. Ikane. I prophesy that those children will bring enormous blessings to his family. Edwin is writing from Douala. Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Leonard. Please tell our brother to go to Apostle John Chi and register for prayers and it shall be where Moses is writing from Limbe. Yes. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I want to thank you for this, your platform, helping us Cameroonians. I want to beg my sister that this is not politics. Okay, Mr. Ekane, God who gave you, will see you through. Cry to the Chantal Biya Foundation. It's Auntie Lucy, who is writing from Muya. But you said that is a presidential couple that helped you?
Exactly.
Okay. Good evening to you, Mr. Liu. I pray that God should help the family to get the money. I'm Gilbert, writing from Yaoundé. Yes, Gilbert, we should pray. But let us also do something now. They need our assistance. Prayers is good, but even if you were to give a widow's mite, it will help a great deal. Please, if there is anything you can do for the Ekanes family, do that, please. It will help them. Good evening. Now, oops. Okay. Oops. Some persons have been assisting already. Some persons have been assisting already. We have there. Let me read out those who have assisted. I've received 5,000 francs from Franklin Bombo, and I've received 1,000 francs from Wayne Close Ndinwa. I've received 3,000 francs from David Mukwele. I received 2,000 francs from Kevis Nkeza. I've received 5,000 francs from Marvin Abanda Eseyene, and we are going to hand this money to you after the program. But like BT Media Foundation has announced, they have a token to assist the family with what they are going through. So you who is watching, you can join BT Media. You can send it either to the number that is on your screen, but his numbers are going to be added. I'm sure they're working on it. Once the numbers have been added, you can send it directly to him. But the church, can the church also mobilize to go beyond just prayers? Some persons say go and pray, but the church needs to also
it's the primary responsibility of the church to take care of the people. It's the primary responsibility of the church to take care of the people. I believe so much in prayers, but I don't believe in adamant prayers, like pray and do nothing. You know, I believe in, if you're praying that God should provide, you can start with that action of giving to the person that is in need, so that we can see that God's hand of provision, you know. And we always have something to give someone, no matter how little it is. If the church mobilizes, then they can do it. So the church should mobilize. It's not even a matter of if. Every church, when I'm talking about the church here, I'm not talking about the church where he goes to. When I'm talking about the church, I'm referring to every person that sees themselves as a Christian. Think of our brother as your fellow Christian brother. Think of your brother as of our brother as your own person, and do something for him and his family.
Okay. Good evening. Is this his Momo number? I wish to send my own widow's mite. Yes, I just send. You can send it. Those are his Momo numbers on the screen. Send it to any of the numbers that are on your screen. You can send it to me. I'm going to read out every amount that I'll receive, either today or tomorrow. But every money that I'm going to receive that you have sent, I'm going to read them out like I have done that, or I have done so already. But just to note that I am the president of Peace House. And some members of Peace House who are watching this program just wrote to me to inform you that Peace House is going to support what BT Media is doing with the sum of 50,000 francs. Yes, so Peace House is going to support what you are going through with the sum of 50,000 francs. I am the president of Peace House, but I did not take that decision. Those who are watching have told me that they will support Peace House is putting together 50,000. We hope that other political platforms are going to join what the PAP. Yes, because the PAP is a Popular Action Party. They heard about it and they said they were going to be here today. Mr. Kum, Pastor Elihu Fang just sent 5,000 francs to that number. Thank you very much, Pastor Elihu. Oops. Good evening, Mr. Leo. God will bless you for your good work for humanity. Keep up the good work. I just want to advise my brother to go cry for help at the Ark of God Covenant Ministry. I believe the man of God will hear his cry. God let me write this. I'm called Bang Gilbert, watching all the way from Mukete Estates Limited, Banga Bakundu. They are telling you to also remember to go to Man of God Apostle John Chi. I'm sure it's because others have received. Have you reached out to him? Have you told him your situation?
I've been there twice, but I haven't had the opportunity to meet him. But,
okay. I'm sure there are persons who know Apostle John Chi and who should be very concerned. Maybe you went there and you were not given the opportunity to talk to him. Other persons who know him, who are watching, they may plead with him. I personally, I'll also say I'll write to the man of God because he has been helping so many persons. We hope that through him something is going to be done. Rose, they put me as a member of your peace house. You haven't told me about this. Let him try UNICEF, okay? This is the regional delegate of communication for the Southwest region, Madam Rosette B. Achu, who is doing a formidable job in the Southwest region for a very long time now. She's also advising that you could try UNICEF. I don't know whether you have done that. They are going to help. They may also help you. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I appreciate Mr. Kenneth for standing there for his children and his wife, and God will give him the strength to take care of your family. Vanessa is writing from Bamenda. Please don't call. Just send either you send Momo to the numbers on your screen, either to my number or to his number. Just please, just send it, and if you have something to say, right, I'll read it out. I just sent 5,200 francs to Mr. Ekane's number. Mr. Ayuk is writing from Kumba. Thank you very much, Mr. Ayuk. Hi, Leo, my widow's mite for the babies. Okay, thank you very much, Mama. Foy Veronica, who is writing from Sopo out there in Boya, the wife of the chief of one of the quarters in Sopo out there in Boya. We are immensely grateful to you, Mama, for remembering these kids. Good evening, Prem. This is time for action, not prayers only. Faith without works is dead. James 2, verse 14 to 18. Mr. T is writing from Kumba. Yes, Mr. T. Now, let's talk a bit about the children. Today, you say they have some health issues?
Yes, since they are just from another surgery. Yes, few weeks ago. So one is completely healed.
Okay.
So one is still a bit down, but she's getting stronger. Yes, she's getting stronger.
She's getting stronger, and you people are expected in Turkey. Is it just for follow-up, or they need to undergo another surgery in Turkey?
First is for the follow-up, and if they discover anything that they have to do, immediately they'll do it. But there's still another surgery that they have to do on them. Like one, they still have to operate the spine.
Okay.
Yes, because the spine is not all that straight. She's one side since they were being joined. So they have to operate to straighten it. But I know it's a couple of years to come. Yes, while she must have reached a certain age. And another one that has to still work on her vagina.
Oh.
Yeah, so they still have series of program to take as respect to their health.
Okay. Some persons are saying I've sent money. Please, if you send money, please, can you just write your name that I have sent this amount, because I'll need to write down all the names of those who have sent money. and then we'll read them out either in tomorrow's edition of the program. Hi, Mr. Leo. Successful transfer of 2,000 francs to Caroline Engenui. Okay. Caroline Engenui, is it your wife?
Yes, Caroline Engenui is my wife.
Okay. Hi, Mr. Liu. The Wambanks family of Limbe have supported with 2,000 francs. But I would advise you and Madame, please let us know those who have supported you so that we use this platform that we are asking for requests to thank everybody who might have assisted in a way. Yes, but you are saying that you do not only need financial assistance, you need a job in Yaoundé, preferably.
Exactly.
Yes, but you say you have reached out to, have you gone to churches, other churches, except Apostle John Chi?
Yes, like my church, like the church I am worshiping, they have helped us also. Like when we're in the hospital, they contributed, and they came and visited us. Yes, the Reverend Pastor came with the wife on behalf of the congregation. Yes, they helped us to pay some of the drugs that we bought and some of the tests that they did. Yes, so which was a very great move to us, and we appreciate and we are grateful.
Now, what is your wife's spirit, and are you of the opinion that God hates you, or you thank God for what has happened to you? Are you very optimistic that these children are a blessing to your family?
Like the Bible says, children are blessings from God to their parents. God does not make mistakes.
Okay.
And in everything that God does, He does it for a reason. We did not write any application that we need this type of children. Yes. God knows why He allowed them to come like that. For a purpose, a reason. And God uses foolish things to glorify His name. God uses the thing that people see that is a curse, to God is a blessing. That is what I strongly believe. Because if I look at what God has done in their life up to today, the children are walking, they are running inside the house. They are walking. From the medical report, even while we're in Turkey, they told us in Turkey, we might likely lose one or both, or being paralyzed. Those were the complications. But as children of God, we have to put faith, because the Bible says only faith pleases God. Only faith pleases God. And it is through that faith that God was able to perform His miracle. And even the doctors in Turkey were so surprised how they did the job perfectly without any complication. Without any complication. So we give God the glory.
Yes, we need to thank God for that. You received 5,000 francs from Oliver Mengenze Yufenui. You received 3,000 francs from Roger Mangochik. You received 1,000 francs from Eric Nyepka. You received 5,000 francs from Nen Elvis Kubu. You received 1,000 francs from Kennedy Nzebalai. Good evening. You have deposited from Celestina Nfo 3,000 francs. And you have received 1,000 francs from John Mulu John. You received 1,000 francs from Kinka Jacqueline. You received 2,000 francs from Theresia Wantum. You received 2,000 francs from Philomena Asongani. You've received 3,000 francs from Veronica Tokum. You've received 2,000 francs from Lovelyn Boguma. You received 1,000 francs from Odilia Abo Nju. Good evening. You received 1,000 francs from Nise Atut Aka. You received 1,000 francs from Joel Ndong Timti. You received 3,000 francs from Quinta Bakume Betek. You received 3,000 francs from Esther Menyem Fondu. You received 1,000 francs from Chanel Josso Ekelenge. You received 3,000 francs from Romain Ebane Bambo. You received 5,000 francs from Raymond Okwa Ngang. Stop calling, please. You received 5,000 francs from Margaret Vuyene Epous Kum. You received 10,500 francs from Liodine Mbole Mongene Epous Edinkwele. You received 1,000 francs from Sarangole Epole. You received 1,000 francs from Samson Banen Fegang. You received 10,000 francs from Victor Njojam. You received 1,000 francs from Etablissement Chitos Tengen. You received 2,000 francs from Nwele Fen Mfon. You received 3,000 francs from Elvis Nguti Njenwe. You received 1,000 francs from Leonard Timega. You received 1,500 francs from Sama Hussein. You received a deposit of 2,000 francs from Innocent Mujuo. You received 5,000 francs from Leku Mutanga. You received 2,500 francs from Boniface Bong. 3,200 francs from Mercy Kum B. You received 2,000 francs from Elisi Queen Nsachi. 2,000 francs from Elizabeth Chifu Ngome. Received 2,000 francs from John Mi Nyamkwe. You received 6,000 francs from Joseph Adu Nji. 5,000 francs from George Mfwa. And 3,000 francs from Peter Chekum. 2,000 francs from Emeda Fondi Njifwa. And 1,000 francs from Dabi Linus Dabi. 3,000 francs from Betandi. 500 francs from Gilbert Ngama Mbang, 1,000 francs from Lucy Njung Nanyongo, 1,700 francs from Mirabel Befemba, and 10,000 francs from Teresa Tengu. You receive 1,000 francs from Fongong Diodene Fonso, 5,000 francs from Mata Etondi Ewang, 3,000 francs from Angie Stefan Banui, 1,500 from Doris Njang Ankwa, and 1,000 francs from Tatiana Emmanuel Chua, 2,000 francs from George Belankwale, and 1,600 francs from Derek Kam Acho, 10,000 francs from Shedrack Ambo Ake, 5,000 francs from Vedzenui Gassa Epous Mbika, 2,600 francs from Marcel Atanga, 2,500 francs from John Babila Koye, 5,000 francs from Eric Ndam Njek, and 1,400 francs from Franco Abiteso, 1,000 francs from Samba Moussa, 2,000 francs from Yvonne Fifien, and 1,000 francs from Mata Ashu, 5,000 francs from Che Clovis Neba. Okay, and the amounts keep coming. 2,000 francs from N. Fosak Zefenaya, 2,000 francs from Clovit Nutali, George Chik Anang, 5,000 francs, and 1,500 from Sheila Akwande, and 2,000 francs from Gilbert Acha and Nyong, 2,000 francs from Raymond Mboge, and 1,000 francs from Bertrand Ayang Ndakwa, 2,000 francs from Vivian Injo Njong, and 2,000 francs from Na Fonani, and we have 4,000 francs from Rebecca Ngo Temba, 2,000 francs from Anita Menla Ndi, 2,000 francs from Jeanette Aka Ngum, 2,000 francs from Victorine Lekie Sominang. Okay, those are the amounts that have come in through my number. You're going to have them after the program. Please, if you've listened to the program and you are touched, please do send us your widow's mite to either my number or to their numbers. The wife is receiving some and you are also receiving some, but I plead that we should know those who have assisted so that through this platform we can acknowledge, like I am doing. They should know that the world knows that they have come to your assistance. And now when these guys, how often do you communicate with the doctors in Turkey?
They called me almost twice or thrice a month.
Okay, to know how
the children are doing. At times on video calls.
Okay.
Yes, to see their movement. Yes, all the time. Especially the neurosurgeon, the pediatric surgeon, and the plastic surgeon. Yes, they called me all the time.
Yeah, but
the nurse.
There are two girls.
Yes, they are both girls.
How are they called?
One is Elizabeth and the other one is Mary. No, Elizabeth was the mother of John the Baptist, and Mary the mother of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And they were both related by blood. So the names was given by the Holy Spirit. Okay.
Names were given by the Holy Spirit, a powerful lady of metal. From the political perspective, when situations like this rise, is it time also for the SDF, the PAP, the CPDM, and other political platforms to look beyond their political differences and save these two children?
Like I said from the onset, politicians have limited politics just to throwing stones at each other on platforms, for example. But we are supposed to be working hand in glove for the good of the community, for the good of Cameroonians as a whole. So when situations like this arise, it's time to put aside political rifts, political differences, and see how, as the PAP, we can step in, as the SDF or whatever political party we belong to, we can step in to assist a fellow citizen like us. Yes, because before any other thing, we all are citizens of Cameroon. We are all Cameroonians. And I will not stop saying that the troubles or the problems of one person is supposed to be the problems of the other. So as a politician, I would say every other politician should take this as a responsibility to step into this matter at an individual level and even at the level of the party. So parties should look into this, and individuals should also look into it.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Kum. Mr. Nji, writing from Kumba, has sent 3,000 francs to support these children. This one is a successful transfer, 2,000 francs of 1,000 francs. The name is not there, but the reference and everything is there. Wawa Clinton, Tanyu has sent 5,000 francs. Thank you very much, Mr. Clinton. Wawa. 15 from Oki Iyabi through Mr. Ekane's number. Thank you very much. This one is SMS Suzanne Mani Epuz Sona just sent 5,200 francs to Mr. Ekane's number. Thank you very much. Mr. Ekane, please, we need to thank these people. So let me know what's happening there. Matt Tamanji from Bamenda just sent 2,000 francs to Caroline. Good evening, sir. That should be a wife?
Yes.
Okay. Exactly. Good evening, sir. Just sent 2K to Caroline. Blessing. That is to Madam. I hope, is Madam watching the program?
Yes.
Okay. So Madam should also tell you that she's receiving from person, sir. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Just sent 2,000 francs to Kotem Clovis. Okay. We are looking at a situation. Now, you say that when you came back from Turkey, you were received back in the hospital in
Geniko Hospital.
In Yaoundé?
Yes, in Yaoundé.
From Yaoundé, how long did you stay again before going home?
We stayed in the hospital for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yes, for proper checkup to ensure that everything is okay before they could allow us to go home.
Now, you say you receive calls from Turkey almost every month, 2 or 3 times.
Exactly.
What do you receive from the guys in Yaoundé? Do they also come home to check, or you take the children to the hospital?
I take the children to the hospital at times when they have any like fever or headache. I'll call their doctor. He's also a professor. Yes, he gave me his number. In case of anything, I should always reach out to him or call him or send him a message, and he always replied on time.
Yes, he replies on time. Are the children placed on special diets? Are there some specific conditions under which they have to live given their situation?
Yes, like when we were in the hospital, they ordered my wife to arrange their food, certain things that she have to mix and to grind to become like a powder to prepare for them, to prepare for the children, like a pap. Yes, yes. So she has been doing that to make them to regain their weight. Yes, for them to regain their weight. So my wife has been doing that all the time, and that is what they have been eating. And they asked us to also give them a little bit of the food that we are also eating. Yes, to be giving them all the time.
Okay. We're going to take another listen to the president of the BT Media Foundation, who just watched this program some minutes back and sent this for me to play and to tell Mr. Ewane that BT Media Foundation is with them.
Good evening, everybody. BT Media have put up together a small token to support the father of the conjoined twins. We are using this opportunity to beg the population to do the same by supporting the family. Thank you.
Madam Zainabu, the president of the BT Media Foundation, who is calling on Cameroonians across the world to join BT Media to come to the assistance of Mr. Ewane and the family. Good evening, Mr. Liu and Mr. Fru. Robert from Bamenda have sent 3,000 francs to Mr. Ewane. Stop calling. Just send what you have and which number can I send my support, Mr. Liu? You send it to any of the numbers on the screen. One is my number, one is Mr. Ewane's number, and the other one is the wife's number. But to also say that I am the president of Peace House, and some members of Peace House who are watching the program got to me and they say that Peace House is putting together 50,000 francs to support Mr. Ewane and the family. Thank you very much, Peace House, for this gesture. Elvis Kum Tabe from Kumba have sent 3,000 francs to his wife. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I've sent 3,000 francs to his wife. Also, good evening, Mr. Liu. Thank you for the good job you are doing. Even though I'm paralyzed at the moment, but I will do my best at the moment, but I'll do my best best to send him at least 1,000 francs tomorrow. Eugene is writing from Bamenda Up Station GRA. Thank you very much, Eugene. May God also actually bless and cure you from where you are. Good evening, sir. Just sent 500 francs. Rodi Maya writing them. Thank you very much, Rodi. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I have received 5,000 francs from Tangi and Talia. Oops, it's difficult to even read the messages. Yes, but tell me about your family, the community. How much support have you received from your family and the community since the situation?
Since from the onset, my family supported us and my community and Bakosi or Kupe Maninguba in general. Yes, they supported us greatly. Yes, they supported us greatly. Like the bills, the overstay that we had, that we have to pay. And when we immediately reached Turkey, my wife fell sick. She almost passed away. I just understood that because of those stress, we spent a lot more than 3 million on her health, on my wife. Discovered so many things, and we had to battle it. God so kind, she was on her feet again. So the Kupe Manugba community, what we spend was thanks to the Kupe Manugba community. Yes. Bakosi at large.
So they have been supportive, but they also been coming around to check on how the children are faring?
Yes. And they always called me to verify how are they all the time. Yes. At times, some will even sit and just send me 10,000 francs to buy diapers for the children. Yes. And that is how I have been living for the time that I haven't gotten anything doing. While I'm still searching for a job, because I need to put food on the table. Like the Bible says, a man that cannot provide for his family is worse than an infidel. I don't want to be an infidel. So I need to carry out my responsibilities. And carry out my responsibilities, and I'm hoping on you all to assist me to get something doing. Yes, to assist me to get something doing. I'm a polyvalent. I do everything that it shows me that I should do this. I can do it perfectly. I'm a polyvalent. In as much as you show me that do this, I'll do it. You show me the way how to do it, I'll do it.
Okay. Bong Sisi High Center sent 3,000 francs to Mr. Ikane's number. Thank you very much, Bong Sisi. Oops, this one. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm relaying this from Kumba. I just sent support 5,000 francs. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I've sent 2,000 francs to your Momo. Fidelis Fonjok writing there. Oops. Difficult to read with the. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Just sent 2,000 to continue with your God's work. Thank you very much. Oops. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm Gu Maxeline from Wotutu. I've sent 2,000 francs to Mr. Ikane Richard. Number God is in control. It's difficult to read, but from here, PAP. Where should what is it that you are telling Mr. Ikane? The PAP already decided on what actions they are going to take to accompany them.
The PAP has decided already on what will be done to accompany Mr. Ikane, and the president, Honorable Jangdinis, will be getting to him directly in person. Yes, to see what we can do. But just to assure you again that we are with you. We are strongly with you in this.
Okay, so we would love to see the videos of the visit of the PAP, because I'm sure you people love to see the babies.
Yes, he's in Yaoundé. PAP is primarily, like, the good number of people are in Yaoundé. So we are definitely going to, we are one. Okay. We're definitely going to come around to see the children and see what we can do to assist this family.
Okay, so when the PAP comes, we'll expect to get the figures, because at the end of this all, we want to know what may have come in through this venture to assist you. At the end of this, I'm going to announce how much has come in through my phone for what you have to receive as contributions from our guests. I hope that you also and Madame are going to tell us, if not today, when you get back to Yaoundé, Madame is going to be receiving something. This program is going to be rebroadcasted on Monday, 1 p.m. So something is certainly going to come in. But at the end of the day, let us tell the people what was raised in this program. But also know that Peace House is going to support you with 50,000 francs. But all of this is happening under the umbrella of BT Media Foundation, that has also promised to kickstart this process, though we are going to tell you the amount later on, but we are going to do something definitely. Now, from you, the children are in the house with Madam. You get up, you assist, you do jobs around to assist them, and you expect almost everybody to help you to raise money to go back to Turkey. But some persons have just written that they prefer that you stay in Turkey permanently so that these children can grow up and then you come back here. Are you ready for that?
If I have the possibility to stay there, you know, staying there is one thing, and to survive there is another thing. Reaching there, I know with God all things are possible. Reaching there, I need to get a job, and from the job I'll be able to pay the bills in the hospital. Yes. If I can't get a job, I won't be able to pay the bills in the hospital. I won't be able to take care of the bills in the house that we'll be living. So I need all that. It's a process. So it's not all about going to Turkey to stay there. We have to think of the other things that we have to do. We have to think of the other things like the bills, the house rent, everything, the feeding of the children. So that in case of anything, we'll just rush to the hospital. Yes, we'll just rush to the hospital. I also want to seize the opportunity to tell all the televiewers and all those that are chipping in something and those that are calling that please, I'm receiving all the calls, all the messages, all the money, but I am pleading that just be patient. After the program, I'm going to give you a call. I'm going to give you a call and I'm going to reply on your messages. Thank you.
Okay, you're going to do that, but this is also an opportunity to make a clarion call to most organizations out there. We have foundations, we have non-governmental organizations that are assisting. This is also a platform to make that call now to them.
We through this, I'm sure that there are many people watching right now that are either founders or presidents or just members of some of these NGOs, CSOs, all these foundations that could extend a hand of charity. And I want to strongly encourage that if you're watching this and you know a foundation, an NGO, you know someone who is in a good position to be of assistance, please do not keep this information to yourself. Share the link from the Facebook page, share the link, make sure that as many people as possible watch this video. Talk about it even with family members, talk about it with friends. We will never know who is willing to do something. Talk about it, just make it go viral so that it could get into the ears of this person that has even been looking for an opportunity to do an act of goodwill. And then we will see within a very short period of time, I am certain that we will be able to come up with something that will be really significant and that will go a long way to lighten the burden that our brother and his wife have on their shoulders right now.
Okay. How old are the girls?
They are 2 years, 2 months old.
They now, you say that, yeah.
They are working already. They are working. So I believe by next academic year they will be going to school.
Okay.
Yes.
That is going to be another charge.
I know with God, all things are possible. God is going to do it.
Okay. From the information I have here, you say you want assistance to pay hospital bills at the Gyneco Hospital, which is almost 8 million francs, which is billing from the day the children were born till date. Are they asking for the money? Do they expect you, who is not working, to pay this money? What are the arrangements?
They never told me that I must provide the money before we leave the hospital. What they told me is that they know that I cannot provide such amount of money, but I should go and plead to the goodwill ambassadors out there, their foundations, and while waiting on the reaction of the government. Yes, if they can, if the foundations, the goodwill ambassadors, well wishers, they can come into play to assist us in one way or the other. Yes, for the hospital bills and while expecting the government to do something.
You're also hoping to pay the bills from the hospital in Turkey, which is almost 7 million francs CFA for the first medical follow-up, of which flight tickets and visas fee are not inclusive. and then you're also hoping to have assistance to have a job that can enable you to take care of the children, especially the daily needs like food, medications, diapers, dresses, etc. You lost your job because of COVID-19, and it's been difficult for you to take care of what's happening. But I hope you guys did not accuse witchcraft when this happened, because that's always the case.
You know, the mind of the black man. Yes. When my wife gave birth, so many people were asking us, "Which village are you from? Have you tried to find out if there's something wrong in your village and the rest? If the villagers' hands are
not involved."
I asked them one question: what about the other cases that have been happening? Is it the same village people that have been behind of all this? And while we're in the hospital, there were so many cases. You see a child well grown up, but that child does not have an anus. They have to create it. So many cases, malformations. There are some that have cleft lips. Cleft lips. Yeah. So, is it witchcraft? I just want to tell the public that we should not attribute everything to witchcraft. It's a science that have to explain, and God, using the wisdom of God to explain everything. And God knows why He allows such children to come in our midst. Maybe it's to test our faith if really we cherish the creation of God. We should not despise what God has created as a curse, because one doesn't know tomorrow. Yes, we don't know what God is planning for us through the children. And it pains me a lot if I heard at times a mother will deliver a child and go and throw the child in a well or in bushes and the rest. My dear sisters, my dear mothers, don't do that. Allow everything in the house of God, and God will see you through.
Okay, allow everything in the hands of God. God is going to see us through. We want to thank you for coming all the way from Yaoundé, the PAP party, Reverend Mrs. Nsungkikang Queen Yvette, the National Secretary of Justice, Peace and Human Rights for the PAP party, and president and founder of Queen's Foundation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Leonard. Thank you for reaching out to us and for letting us know about this situation. And to you, Mr. Ewane, I'll just repeat again that we are in this together. God has been seeing you through. We are there with you. The entire PAP team is with you, and I believe that the entire nation of Cameroon is with you. We've already seen how people are responding to this. I believe that Cameroonians, there are lots of Cameroonians of goodwill, and they are there with you. You're not in this alone.
Okay. Let me just read out some. Hello. I received 10,000 francs from Mr. Semu Matani Mango. This one is 2,000 francs from Ewane Konchu. You received 2,300 francs from Frida Mwese Ekuka. You have received 2,500 francs from Delphine Ngeche Quinty. You've received 500 francs from Nche Yellow Shop. You've received 2,000 francs from Ewane Konchu. Okay. Most of them are sent, these ones are sent from those kiosks. 1,100 francs from Pascaline Lando, 5,000 francs from Ene Winifred Bibo Tangi, 5,000 francs from NS Muzam Chik, 2,000 francs from Veronica Eni Fonyam, 5,000 francs from Ene Samuel Mbelanjo, and then 5,000 francs from Daina Mpongembong Epuzungole. Okay. So As we speak, what has come in here for now as contributions so far stands at, oops, where is the net balance? Stands at 560,000 francs CFA. That is what I have received so far as your contributions for this case. I've received 560,000 francs as CFA so far. I hope that you're going to tell me what has come in at your level, Mr. Ewane Richard, and Madam also has received some, so that we can know how much has come in. But I'm also expecting 50,000 francs from Peace House that I'll add to this amount, and then PT Media Foundation is also going to add to this amount, and then you tell me what has come in so that we can also thank the people. I know that organizations may want to come in, they will get to me, to you through me, or they'll get to you directly through the numbers. But when they come, please let us know. When the PAP also comes, let us know, so that we can use the platform to thank all of them.
Exactly.
If you are just joining us, they have a situation of conjoined twins. The government came to their assistance and paid for the surgery at the level of Turkey. The government also kept them in Turkey for 3 months. They paid for the bills, hospital bills, and your hotel. Though you stayed extra 4 months in the hospital, goodwill gesture kept you there. You came back, but you have outstanding bills at the hospital in Yaoundé, and you are expecting to go back to Turkey to do follow-up for medical follow-up for the children, and also you need a job from Cameroonians. We hope the message has gone through. We want to thank you for coming also all the way from Yaoundé.
Thank you, Mr. Lu. I'm so grateful. Reverend, may God bless you.
Bless you too, sir.
Mr. Liu, may God bless you abundantly for this great job that you have been doing.
Okay, we thank God then.
I thank all the televiewers, all the goodwill ambassadors, all those that have been supporting us, and they are still doing it up to now. May God bless you all.
Okay.
May God replenish the source of your income in a millionfold. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay. So if this stands at 560,000 francs, we hope that by Monday we should be above 1 million francs.
Exactly.
Yes. So we want to thank all of you who have taken time off to watch this edition of the program and then thinking of assisting these kids. We also are hoping that organizations that can come in, especially those who can help them go to Turkey for the medical follow-up, please do not hesitate to get to me. I'll connect you to them. We also want to say we are immensely grateful to the president of BT Media Foundation for this initiative to come to the assistance of these children. We say thank you. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.